Welcome to Man Utd Transfer HQ, your ultimate source for all things Manchester United transfer news and rumours. Our first news is two Man United players prove they deserve to be in the shirt after Liverpool heroics. Manchester United summer signings Bryan Mbeumo and Matheus Cunha were both singled out following the landmark win at Liverpool, with the duo delivering under pressure. Jamie Redknapp believes Bryan Mbeumo and Matheus Cunha are proving they deserve to be in a Manchester United shirt after playing central roles in the shock win at Liverpool. The Red Devils were given little chance on Sunday as they went in search of a first Anfield win in almost a decade, but a late header from Harry Maguire gave them bragging rights over their rivals, who themselves slumped to a fourth successive loss. United have been underwhelming for much of the season thus far, despite spending more than £200 million on their frontline. £130 million of that went on Cunha and Mbeumo, who have shown in moments that they can handle the pressure and produce in big moments. Mbeumo was on the scoresheet within 2 minutes as he finished neatly in front of the Kop, while Cunha earned huge plaudits for his contributions. And Redknapp insists they are showing they are big enough to wear the shirt, but still has concerns over Benjamin Sesko. He said on Sky Sports, "What Sir Jim Ratcliffe said about Ruben Amorim's future was quite unprecedented. He almost got ridiculed for it to a certain extent. But maybe it changed the whole dressing room. The players that maybe weren't quite keen on Amorim, maybe Ratcliffe's comments shut everyone up. He's here, so let's get on with it. Maybe it created a bit of togetherness. Also, they have signed a couple of gems in terms of Mbeumo and Cunha. The jury is still out on Sesko a little bit, but in Mbeumo and Cunha they now have players that look like they deserve to be in a United shirt. They do now look, to a certain extent, a better team. They still need a few more pieces in that jigsaw, but there are more positives now. Sesko was left on the bench with Mason Mount named to lead the line ahead of him. He came on for a late cameo but is still not producing the type of performances United hoped he would, especially given he cost £74m. One of United's lesser-known summer signings in Sen Lamens continues to impress. He was denied another clean sheet by Cody Gakpo's equaliser, but was not overawed by the occasion and the Anfield atmosphere, with Ruben Amorim heaping praise on his new goalkeeper. He was really important. Sometimes it is a little bit of luck because they had 2 shots on the post, said the United boss. That can change the narrative, the way you see the team, the goalkeeper, or whatever. So we have to understand that, but he showed a lot of character, a lot of quality, and we win also because of Lamens. Stay tuned for all the latest Man United transfer news, match updates, and breaking stories. Our last news is Gary Neville highlights alarming decline in Mo Salah's game. That's surprising me. Mo Salah's poor run in front of goal continued on Sunday as Liverpool were beaten by Manchester United, with Gary Neville citing concerning issues with his performance. Gary Neville admits he is surprised that Mo Salah's technical ability, not his physical qualities, appear to be leaving him as he ages after the Liverpool frontman fired another blank on Sunday. The Reds were stunned by Manchester United at Anfield, resigning them to a 4th loss on the bounce in all competitions. Salah has looked a shadow of the player he was last year, when he posted the second most prolific campaign of his career. The Egyptian penned a new deal back in April as he showed no signs of slowing down despite turning 33 in the summer. His drop-off has been sharp, however, and he's only scored twice in 8 Premier League outings this term. Salah has always been praised for his dedication to his body, often sharing pictures of midnight recovery sessions, and Neville insists he could play for years based on his body, but his technical skills are evading him, as he referenced a poor miss on Sunday. He said on his podcast, "There are questions being asked about him, whether it's his age, whether it's one season too many. But the strange thing in watching Salah is usually a player getting towards the end of his career, what you notice is the physical decline. I'm not seeing a physical decline. Some of his sprints look quite sharp, he looks busy in the box. But crazy things like the ball comes to the back post, his technique on his kicking and his crossing, that's the thing that looks well off. There were a couple of moments today at the back post where you're thinking, that's not Mo Salah. He had that moment where he dragged it really ugly towards the left of the post. That's just his technique. Mo Salah could probably play until he's 52 and have good technique, so that's the bit that's surprising me, the technical bit. Salah no longer retains the untouchable status he once did. On Sunday, a minute after United retook the lead, Arne Slot hauled off the forward and replaced him with Jeremy Frimpong despite Liverpool desperately needing a goal. Jamie Carragher has suggested that Salah should be a regular starter for home games, when Liverpool are expected to dominate, but called on him to be taken out of the team for certain away trips. The Egyptian has been freed of defensive responsibilities as he's got older, but that is hurting the team right now. The ex-Liverpool player turned pundit claimed, "I don't think Mo Salah's in any position to complain if he was left out of one of the next 2 away games." Stay tuned for all the latest Man United transfer news, match updates, and breaking stories. Our third news is Scott McTominay shows true Man United colours with Harry Maguire message after Liverpool. Scott McTominay has shown his true colours following Manchester United's 2-1 win over Liverpool, with the Napoli midfielder sending a classy message to Harry Maguire. Scott McTominay has shown his loyalty to Manchester United after their 2-1 triumph over Liverpool. The Napoli star took to social media to congratulate Harry Maguire on the Anfield victory, leaving a message for his former teammate. Following the match, the United vice-captain, who scored the winning goal, celebrated the win with an Instagram post that quickly amassed over 150,000 likes within an hour. Sharing a series of snapshots from the game, Maguire wrote, "I love this club, red heart emoji." Among the sea of fans who filled the comment section, McTominay left a note for his ex-colleague. The Scotland international, who was snapped up by Napoli from United in August 2024 for £25 million, responded with a clapping hands and red heart emoji. His comment under Maguire's post received more likes than any other, even outshining tributes from Matthijs de Ligt, Joshua Zirkzee and Patrick Dorgu. Mason Greenwood joined Bruno Fernandes, Mason Mount and Lisandro Martinez in liking the post. In quotes carried by the Mirror back in July, McTominay insisted he holds no grudges against his old club. He expressed, "I always want the absolute best for Manchester United. It's been my life for 22, 23 years, so for me, I wish the club all the success in the world. I'm with them every step of the way. I want them to do well. I'm not someone who doesn't want that." McTominay propelled Napoli to the Scudetto last season, netting 12 goals and contributing 6 assists. The Scotland international also claimed the Player of the Season award, an accolade previously won by legends including Cristiano Ronaldo, Zlatan Ibrahimovic, and Zinedine Zidane. United stunned many when they approved McTominay's exit, with Benny McCarthy branding the transfer one of the biggest mistakes in football. The former Red Devils coach explained, "There are different reasons why you sell homegrown players sometimes. When they go, the profit lets you sign more players. Having said that, it was one of the biggest mistakes in football to let him leave. He was born to play for United. Maybe he wasn't the most technical, but he had fight, and I think it's what they will get back with Matheus Cunha. Scotty was a player that you look for in a dressing room to get you where you want to be. To let him go for what was a small transfer fee was a big shame. I think everyone at the club regrets that decision. For me, with my experience, I know what you need to deliver at a special club. People can say what they like, but we tried to bring in great players that would fit. I know the manager always takes the blame, but sometimes the club needs to look at itself." Stay tuned for all the latest Man United transfer news, match updates. Our last news is Man United news. Ruben Amorim addresses rumours as David Beckham involved in takeover bid. All the latest Manchester United news following their Premier League match against Liverpool. Next up for Manchester United in the Premier League is a return home, where they'll host Brighton and Hove Albion at Old Trafford. So far this season, Ruben Amorim's side have been largely inconsistent, which has resulted in them sitting mid-table after 8 games. It was a summer of high spending for the Red Devils, with Amorim and co working hard on recruitment, especially in regards to the front line. Matheus Cunha was brought in from Wolves, with Benjamin Sesko and Sen Lamens also introduced to the squad, amongst others. Following the summer of incomings, there has also been considerable talk about players who could leave the club. Casemiro is out of contract at the end of the season, while rumours built about Bruno Fernandes swapping the UK for Saudi Arabia, although his future at Old Trafford looks certain for now. Ahead of another week of Premier League action, Mirror Football takes a look at all the latest news coming out of United. Amorim, Mainoo and Xerxes are ours. United boss Amorim has spoken on Kobbie Mainoo and Joshua Xerxes amid speculation about their future. Mainoo has not started once in the league this season and is keen for minutes ahead of the World Cup next year. He wanted a move on loan during the summer, but this was blocked by Amorim, who iterated that he must compete with Fernandes for a place in the starting 11. Xerxes has also found game time hard to come by, and it has simply not worked out for the Dutch attacker at Old Trafford. Therefore, there has been consistent speculation around their futures, with January set to be a busy one for United, who are also preparing to find a replacement for Casemiro, who could be on his way out next summer. Amorim said he understands why the aforementioned duo would be frustrated with lack of minutes ahead of the World Cup. That is normal. I also know that in our club everything is a lot of noise. You have to have news. Players are not playing. They want to play. Like you said, there's a World Cup. There are agents that listen to the players talking all the time. So I understand that, but they are our players and we need everyone to have a good season. David Beckham has been approached to back a takeover of United, according to reports. There are rumors that a consortium hailing from the United Arab Emirates are preparing an offer to buy the Glazers' majority share. Beckham is being asked to be an ambassador for the bid, it has been claimed. Of course, Beckham already has his own business ventures in football, with his American club Inter Miami and a joint ownership of Salford City with ex-teammate Gary Neville. The Glazers reportedly want £5 billion to sell their majority share in the club, and should the consortium take over United, Beckham would be given the option of investing himself. Beckham has previously been critical of the Glazers and has openly admitted he would be interested in getting involved with the club. Lamens issues dressing room ban. Goalkeeper Sen Lamens has introduced a strange new rule in the changing room. The pre-match superstition forbids any mention of clean sheets. The Belgian international believes that talking about them will jinx his performance. After keeping a clean sheet on his debut, perhaps there is method in the madness. Speaking to the Daily Mail, his brother Tom said, according to him, "That brings bad luck. I don't send anything to Sen before the match about clean sheets." The superstitions don't stop there either, as Brian Vandenbush says, Lamens' former goalkeeping coach at Antwerp. "I didn't like it either. You jinx it," he explained. "I know it's superstition, but don't do it. Sen has things he does in a specific order before his warm-up. He always wanted me to stand ready before he went out. He did a fist bump with the other two goalkeepers and with me, that was important to him. Also, before the game, he went back to the bench because he needed me to give the drink bottles to him. He did it for me to give him the last couple of words of advice." Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to Man Utd Transfer HQ, and turn on notifications so you're always in the loop with the latest transfer news and rumors.